Hey everyone, Decab13 here, and welcome back to some more Let's Play Fate Hollow Ataraxia. Alright, so we're on day 3 now. Still kind of just going around doing whatever. What do we have besides the soccer event today? Some at school. We have a temple. Let's do the soccer event. Let's go talk to Sakura about lunch. It's a big household. It's much easier to get it rolling with 2 people. Normally, Sakura lives at the Mato residence, but she stays here for weekends and holidays. Ryder and Saber prefer the Japanese-style rooms in the main wing, while Sakura and Tosaka took a liking to the detached western rooms. Add to this Fujine and Ilya, who come over for meals, and you could say that the Emiya residence has experienced explosive population growth.
Sakura, いるか?
先輩ですか? ちょっとダメ。いや、いいです。はい。
So is it okay or not? The reply isn't at all clear. Does this okay mean yes, come in, or maybe okay, hold on? If I bothered her at a wrong time, wouldn't it be better just to come back later?
おい、忙しいなら後にするけど。
そんなことはありません。はい、どうぞ。
それじゃあお邪魔します。
お待たせしました。先輩、どんなご用ですか？
その昼の相談に来たんだ。ちょっと早いけど早めに来ればさくらとのんびりできるかと思って。
それはありがとうございます。
いや、お礼を言われるようなことじゃないけど。
Her shyness is contagious. How embarrassing. Even though I should have gotten used to it by now, it still feels awkward when the 2 of us are alone.
はい。それじゃあ、ゆっくりくつろいでいってください、先輩。
悪い。なんか立て込んでたみたいだけど。
違うんです。ちょっと二度寝しちゃって。でもですね、先輩のおかげで目が覚めましたから、ぐうたらさんにならずに済みました。その意味でありがとうございましたというのはどうでしょうか。
Okay.
ああ、そういうことか。なら遠慮なく。
If she puts it like that, there's no reason to refuse. I sit down, smelling the barely noticeable sweet fragrance in the air. Oh, is this a perfume or herb of some kind?
少し強すぎました？
別に冷房も暖房も。
いえ、先輩も香りに気がついたみたいで、少しフレグランスを使ったんですけど。
So it was perfume after all. I can't make out the brand, but it certainly does smell nice. I see. So even Sakura.
ちょっとつけた方がいいかなって。
いや、まあ似合うと思う。
Actually, the only one who uses perfume in our house would be Tosaka, I guess. It seems like she's quite fussy about it too.
遠坂の場合は変な薬の匂いをごまかすためにつけてるけど、さくらは違うんだろ？
私は見よう見まねです。姉さんはいろいろやってますから大変ですよ。
Really? Do sisters teach each other about makeup too? Good to know they're getting along well.
なるほど。けど俺には似合わない話かな。さくらと遠坂がしてる分には聞いてて華やかだけど。
そうですか？男性でもコロンとかちゃんと使うと素敵ですよ。
つけたらセイバーや三つ釣りあたりに男が香水臭いなんてダジャクだと怒られそうだ。
I doubt they'd say that.
三つ釣り先輩は怒りそうですね。三つ釣り先輩のこと神格化してますから。
Something like cologne?
でも似合うと思いますよ。ライダーもちゃんと専用のにしたいんですけどね。あんまり気を使わないからな。
いろいろ大変だな。
Inside Sakura's room, I couldn't help but thinking back. Once I started chatting with Sakura, I thought about everyone staying here.
増えたな。この家も住人が。
そうですよね。私がこっちにお邪魔する時には賑やかでいいなと思ったんですけど、ここまで増えるなんて思いませんでした。
Sakura lets out a laugh. That's right. Only Sakura and Fujine know what the Emiya household looked like before. So much has changed and so quickly. Should it be considered admirable or shocking?
誰か出かけるとあっという間に誰もいなくなる家だったな。ここも。
I nod in agreement. Fujine comes and goes, but doesn't live here. Sakura, too, was here for the mornings and evenings, yet never had lunch with everyone like this. For a long time, I was the sole inhabitant here. I didn't consider myself lonely, but looking back now...
そうですね。こんな広いお屋敷に先輩一人なんだって最初は結構びっくりしちゃいました。
It's been over 2 years since. Back then, Sakura was a diligent girl that never smiled. With a brooding face, she came over and told me she wanted to help out.
そうだったか？さくらの家も随分と広いけど。
いいえ、先輩の家の広さと私の家の広さは違います。マトウの家は初めから人嫌いです。けどここの部屋たちはすごく満たされたがっていました。ライダーもこっちの方が落ち着くって喜んでくれましたし、セイバーさんだってきっとそう感じ取っているはずです。
そうなのかな。俺は合宿所みたいになったとか分担するようになって掃除の手間が省けたかなとか思ってたけど。
昔は大変でしたよね、先輩の家の大掃除。
Laughing, Sakura recalls the past. There are a lot of vacant rooms even now, but nothing like the empty warehouse we used to have. A building without people in it deteriorates all too quickly. Cleaning out the entire house used to be one huge task.
まあ今年の年末のお掃除は随分楽ができそうだ。
ライダーはお掃除得意ですよ。だから大船に乗ったつもりでドーンと。
Sakura puffs up with pride. Ryder likes to keep things neat and orderly, and what's more, has the brute strength for it. That's what she meant, probably.
しかし
はい。
昔みたいに静かなのが懐かしいと思ったことはないか。
The question just slipped out somehow. For no other reason than just having thought about it on the spot.
先輩と二人っきりになれないのはちょっと残念かなって思います。
That's right. In the mornings, before Fujine arrived, it was just the two of us, with Sakura often coming to the shed to wake me up. Kind of a pity. Does that mean she actually wanted it to just be the two of us?
そうか。
I suddenly become flustered. She may have been like a younger sister in the past, but now that she's all grown up, the older brother's role has become quite complicated.
うん。
I end up staring at the bed, trying to look away.
でもですね、先輩。賑やかなのがやっぱりいいです。お料理もたくさん作れますし。
そうだな。
ちょっとお風呂の順番が大変だったり、お洗濯物が多かったりしますけど、全然平気です。
あ、その辺も善処しよう。二人で。
Mutual agreement is reached with much excitement. Sakura seems to be putting on airs to hide her quickened pulse, just the same as me. I guess.
先輩は昔の静かなのが懐かしいんですか？
あ、いや、そうでもないかな。昔は昔で今は今だし、いいところ悪いところは半々だろう。
No, that isn't right either. There aren't really any bad things about the present.
ですね。私ももっと賑やかでもいいかなって。
今度は誰が来るんだ？誰が？
Maybe Isai? Although I don't picture him coming down from the mountain and rolling in. But you never know. Even Tosaka started coming over recently.
イリアちゃんと藤村先生がこっちにお引っ越ししてきませんかね。
イリアは大変そうだ。
Those maids will also come if she does, so we'll be up by 3, just about full capacity. And then something hits me.
しかしどちらにしてもだ、さくら。
はい。
人数が増えても減っても我々台所組に対しての期待と責任は大きいからな。努力しよう。
Population growth failed to bring in reinforcements for the cooking ranks. No, perhaps there were too many cooks in the first place.
ええ、やっぱり腕の振るいがいがあります。
食欲の秋だしな、今は。
そうですね。まだまだ私に教えてくださいね、先輩。
As we were talking, my stomach started growling. Sounds about time.
さくら、昼食どうしようか。
台所に行ってから考えましょう。先輩と二人ならどんなお料理もできちゃいますから。
Aw.
そっか。じゃあ他の昼食メンバーが誰か確かめてくるか。
I stand up and leave the room together with Sakura. There isn't much to add, just an ordinary morning. Easygoing and calm, nothing out of the ordinary. One warm day is rolling past. Oh, that was cute. Alright, what do we got? Got Mitsuzuri at the bridge. Lancer, someone unknown at the church. Oh yeah, wasn't the new overseer coming today? Oh. I spy a delinquent heroic spirit squatting in front of the church. A delinquent.
何してるんだ、ラ
Oh,
ンサ
Lancer. Why is Lancer
もしか
here?
して日向ぼっこか。
な趣味はねえよ。追い出されたから花壇に水やって
Maybe he got
道
kicked out of
に
the
水まい
church.
てやることがなくなったからほうけてたんじゃねえか。
That's what people mean when they say enjoying the sunshine. Then again, maybe this guy doesn't consider it enjoying the sunshine unless he's burning to a crisp on some beach somewhere. A tan so dark that it would devalue archer's stock. Moving on.
追い出されたってなんでさ。なんか誰かいるのか。
ああ、誰か来た。ただの客か琴峰の後釜か。やぼったい僧侶の格好していたからな。教会の人間なのは間違いないんだろうが。
教会の人間。そいつがあんたを追い出したのか。
そうだよ。調べ物があるんでしばらく席を外してくれと。なんでか苦手なタイプでな。ま、ほっとけばすぐに帰るだろうから。こうして暇つぶししてんのよ。
Lancer sounds pretty disgruntled, which is rather unusual. So there's actually somebody that this guy who can have a friendly chat with even the likes of Saber or Ryder can't handle.
ランサー、中入っていいのかな。
いいんじゃねえか。俺は門番を任されたわけじゃねえし。
Alright. Careless as usual. Tired of sunbathing, he takes the can in one hand and starts sprinkling water again. With a quick wave, I open the door and go inside. Whoa, I was like ruined. There's nobody at the altar. The priest that greeted me here half a year ago is still gone, just like he was at the end of the battle.
なんだよ。誰もいないじゃないか。
I look around the inner garden, the stairs to the basement, the second floor, Kotomine's private room, but the church is completely empty.
ランサー、誰もいないぞ。裏手から帰ったんじゃ。
Hey, Lancer's gone too. I guess you realized the futility of his watering and everyone went to the park in front of the station again. Only the watering can remains at the plaza. Oh well. Since the can was left for me, I make sure to sprinkle the remaining water onto the flower bed before departing. Huh, that was weird. Alright, what do we got hanging around? Some in the storage room. We got Saber. Yeah, let's go see Saber. Now then, speaking of things to ask Saber about, I really don't feel like it, but it's something I have to ask about at least once. What does Saber think about the restarted Holy Grail War? Reminding myself not to get sentimental, to the best of my ability, I call out to the other side of the sliding door.
今の状況をどう思っているか。
まあ、こうやって面と向かって話してなかったからな。一度は聞いておこうと思って。
それは構わないのですが、 果たして私の話で手がかりがつかめるものか。シロの力になれればいいのですが。
力にならなくてもいいよ。今日はセイバーの話を聞きに来ただけなんだ。参考意見じゃなくて普通にセイバーの考えを知っておこうと思って。
ああ、私の考えですか。
そう、今後の方針とか誰が怪しいとかそういうのでも構わない。セイバーが今の状況をどう思っていてどこがおかしくてこれからどうしたいのかを聞かせてほしい。
A brief pause. It doesn't look like she's thinking about it too deeply, just gathering her thoughts. The silence makes me a little anxious and hopeful. Maybe Saber can point out something I haven't noticed.
そうですね。なぜ聖杯戦争が再開されたのかですが、戦いが再び始まったのなら勝利しなければならない。私のマスターに敗北は許しませんから。
げなんか懐かしいセリフだなそれ。
はい、意識して使ってみました。シローが必ず勝利できるよう願をかけてみたのです。
No, that sounds like a prayer, more like lighting a fire under me. To a casual observer, that would look no less than a threat.
私の考えはそれだけです。騒ぎが起きないうちはこうして過ごし、何者かが牙を剥くのならこれを撃つ。
Okay.
私たちサーバント自体が災いであるのなら、その災いをもって敵に思い知らせるのです。シローが言ってくれた通り、当然のように皆を守る力であるために。
Those were Saber's thoughts. Just like me, her position is to defend the peace. I'm glad to hear that, no question about it, but there's still a fundamental problem we're overlooking.
俺もその方針でいいと思うけど、セイバー今の状況正しいと思うか。
それは言うまでもないことではないでしょうか。聖杯戦争が再開された以上、予断を許さない状況ですし。
そうだな。半年前みたいに全員がやる気になったら大変だ。まあ目的がないんだから誰も競争なんてしないんだけど。
Either way, I just wanted to hear what's right and wrong from Saber herself.
そうですね。聖杯は私たちが破壊した。それだけは正しいと言い切れる。最後の夜、あなたと二人で長い石段を登ったことを。
まあその後は離れ離れになっちまったけど、最後には合流できたんだっけ。
Yeah, so this is from Fate. From, yeah, the Saber's path.
お互い相手には苦労したと思うけど。
ええ、私は英雄王を、シローは神父を。その後私は凛の霊樹で聖杯を破壊した。
Yeah, that's from Unlimited Blade Works. That was the conclusion of the events over half a year ago. I guess that's the only way Saber could have fought alongside me and still stayed in Fuyugi.
シロ、どうしたのです。不思議そうな顔をして。聖杯がなければサーバント同士では戦わないという考えはおかしいですか。
いや基本的には正しいと思う。まあ他の連中に探りを入れて危険かどうか判断しなくちゃいけないけどね。
I've confirmed Saber's opinion. Next, I should talk to the other servants as soon as possible.
シロ、どうしました。トイレですか。
いや話も聞けたし今夜は早めに戻って休むよ。時間を取らせてすまなかった。
あ、はい。おやすみなさい、シロ。時間的にはまだ余裕がありますが、確かに疲れているようですし。
ああ、セイバーもおやすみ。
After the short exchange, I close the sliding door. It's completely dark outside. Peering through the window, I look up at the deformed moon.
いや、いろいろと都合のいい話をどうも。
My voice slips out absent-mindedly as if lured by the moon. It was still a fulfilling time, even if I didn't learn anything new. Well then, time to go back and get some sleep. So yeah, I'm thinking that thing I said before about Zelrek bringing together the different worlds. What is endless crosses turnless? Okay, I don't know what the fuck that entails, but sure. Yeah, I think what I said before, the jeweled sword brought together a bunch of different fucking timelines. Ilya. How smug she is. That's a Caster, too. I think we should probably talk to Caster. Because we do need to talk to the servants. I'm finally at the Ryudo Temple gate. And at the top of the long flight of stone steps.
おはようございます。
Below the gate, somebody is busy sweeping. It wouldn't be so weird if it were one of the temple monks, but it's actually Caster of all people. Her hood down over her face. This is rather suspicious. What's up with someone like her coming out in the broad daylight just to sweep the steps?
あら、坊やじゃない。今日は何の用なの？
掃除するんだな、あんたも。
Kinda caught me by surprise. Well, perhaps it shouldn't have. As one of the residents, she should clean something after all.
ええ、境内から少しきれいにしておこうと思ってね。何か文句があるの？
その格好で掃除をしているのは、いや、いいのか。
Other stuff, like her plain clothes she wears into town. I mean, those won't seem out of place and it would look like some random parishioner busy with sweeping.
何か文句があって？
いや、そういえばここには門番がいるんじゃないのか？あいつに掃除をさせるとか。
Is Assassin still around? Isn't Assassin Sasaki Kojiro also always standing by the temple gate? She lets out a theatrical sigh as if to underscore the point.
あの男にそんな海外視さがあれば、こんな苦労はしていません。
What's he doing?
暇そうなのに。
ええ、暇ですとも。なら掃除くらいはしなさいと何度も言っているのですけど、あのただ飯ぐらい口だけは達者なんだから。残念ながらこの身は霊体、自力では肉体を持てん。なるほど、掃除か。命じられれば異論はないが、それはお主の流儀から外れるのではないかな。私の実体化にかかる魔力量とお主自身がほうきを握る魔力量、どちらが大きく力を使うか言うまでもないと思うが。ですって、どう思う坊や、この物言い。
Seems like having minions can be tiring too. On top of that, Assassin's logic is impenetrable. Never mind her looks, underneath those robes is a true old-fashioned magus that would make Tosaka look like a lowly amateur in comparison. Ever frugal, she wouldn't use magical energy frivolously. Truly, it's far too inefficient to make servants materialize and do grunt work.
もっと物分かりのいい素直な少年霊を呼ぶべきだったかしらね。坊やくらい。
Caster looks me over from head to toe. I don't like where this is going. Well, my body temperature dropped for a moment just now.
料理ができて、掃除洗濯も得意な、そんな子を使い魔にすればよかったかしら。
そりゃどうも。
Is she praising me or is she making fun of the fact that I'm useless as a magus? I think it's a bit of both. Caster suddenly looks up at the gate with an unpleasant expression.
聞いているのでしょ、アサシン。
Oh, there he is. He's nowhere in sight, only his voice is present.
あなたのことを話していたのですよ。日がだ一日ぐうたら寝てばかりのあなたよりも、この坊やの方がよほど役に立つと言っているのがお分かり？
それは結構。本来刀持ちなど役に立つべきではなかろう。畑を耕し麦を育てる腕こそが真の侍。いや、そこな少年が私より役に立つというのは誠のことよ。
Kojiro's tone is as carefree as always, and even as Caster's starting to lose it. It's hard to tell if those two are really a master and servant.
それでもというのであれば、そら。いい顔だ。久しぶりにそなたのそのような顔を見たぞ。最近のそなたは幸福に緩んでいて面白くないと思っていたところだ。
Kojiro continues to tease her. I did think that his words had always had thorns in them, but he's taking it to a whole new level with Caster.
構いません。
あなたは門営としての役目を果たしなさい。元よりそれも満足にこなせなければ、今度はこの掃除場に格下げよ。
Well, it seems he's rebelling against that.
うん、誠心誠意励むとしよう。
Kojiro's voice stops. It's hard to interject when they're fighting.
そういうことよ、坊や。アサシンのことは分かったでしょ？
随分と。手伝うか？
It kind of bothers me, so I asked. Did I just say something entirely unexpected?
前からそうだとは思ってたけど、空気の読めない坊やね。私の手助けをしたら、私をことさらに敵視するセーバーが焼くわよ。
別に庭掃除を手伝ったくらいじゃセイバーは怒らない。この石段でも下まで掃除するのは手間だろ。だから。
Do you need help? I ask. It's not like I have anything else to do, and a bit of help isn't enough to invoke heaven's wrath upon me. Castor sighs again.
あの小娘も便利な門弟を手に入れたものね。
小娘って遠坂のことか。そりゃあ俺は遠坂にこき使われているけど。
ま、お断りしておくわ。あなたと一緒に掃除しているところを一星君に見つかれば、また口論になるでしょうからね。
そっか、残念だ。
坊やじゃ仕方ないわ。これが宗一郎様と一緒なら、随分と風情があるのでしょうけどね。
Kuzuki sensei with a broom, sweeping silently without a word. Somehow it's really easy to imagine. And with Castor by his side, a wife doing her husband's bidding. Classic scene. Sarcastic laughter emerges from the top of the gate. Oh, Kojiro, what are you doing, dude? She's not gonna like that.
何を笑ってるの、アサシン。
何？それだ、それ。宗一郎様、宗一郎様とあの男にのろけるそなたを見るのがいささか心苦しい。だからな、私はここにこもっているのだ。
If you have a bucket, shouldn't you be helping her with cleaning?
減らず口よ。のろけですって？宗一郎様を誹謗する物言いは許しませんよ。
いやいや、主への使い方も満足に知らぬ風来坊ゆえな。
He just doesn't care.
主の主などにはどのように振る舞えばよいものか見当もつかぬよ。
降りてきなさい、アサシン。この際ですからあなたに言っておきたいことがあります。
Scolding time.
ほう、構わぬが、それではそなたの掃除の手が留守になるぞ。
その後であなたにはこの門だけでも掃除してもらいます。こんなことをする時間が惜しいほど私は忙しくてよ。
今日は大掃除の日なのか？
Mopping the main temple floor has got to be a pretty big task. I'll make sure to catch Issei and suggest that we tackle it together.
早く降りてきなさい。
Get your ass down.
そう、せかすな。
Looks like I'm not needed here. With a light nod, I pass through the gate and step onto the temple grounds. They're having a good time over there. Alright, new. Let's see. This one on the grounds. Something new at school. Got Lancer. Issei. Someone in the seniors hallway. Who do I want to go with? Let's go to the seniors hall. I haven't been to the school once yet. What's going on in school? After finishing lunch, I walk through the school building. Even though it's a holiday, I can see people here and there. It's probably the students who are working hard at their club activities. I'm sure the building where the music and art rooms are is even more crowded. For some reason, I turn around. Nothing in particular stands out.
Mm-hmm.
The only odd part is the fact that I had no reason to look behind me. What the hell? I suddenly get an urge to drink some tea and head towards the student council room. I peer into the classrooms from the hall, and just as I thought, I can see several students inside. The hallway isn't exactly quiet, but behind me it's silent. even though I can hear people's voices in front of me as I walk ahead. When I turn around, the hallway behind me is completely silent, like someplace else altogether.
なんで振り返ったんだろう、俺。
There's nothing in particular that stands out. There was no reason for me to turn. I'd understand if there was some reason for me to look behind me like I'd felt a chill, but just looking back for no particular reason makes me feel uneasy. Ghost stories are getting popular lately, and I can see this becoming one. A story about having an urge to turn around when there's no reason to.
まあ、この時期の学校らしいといえばらしいのか。
Entrance exams are closing in, and a lot of students are becoming overly sensitive under the stress. These past 4 days I've had a lot to think about, so I may just be worn out without realizing it.
そうだな。おとなしく帰って休もう。
The student council room can wait for another time. I walk down the hall, controlling the frequent urge to look back. I leave the school. That was fucking weird. Oh. The moment I decided to go outside, I began to feel sick. Is it a premonition or fear of something I already know? It's time to go, yet this fear is slowly creeping in on me.
さて、街の様子を見に行かないと。
Struggling to stay on my feet, I reach for the door handle. One last time. Looking back just once, I make sure the image of the room I leave stays as I leave it stays firmly in my mind. It was a freezing cold night. The moment I went outside, it felt like I had been thrown into a different world. The house was the only source of definite reality, while the rest of Fuyuki was an unsteady illusion. What the fuck? I could hear the panting of wild beasts in the mist. There isn't a single sign of human presence in town. I don't know who's behind it, but whoever it is, he's finally making his move. A world where everything is extinct. The house before me is in shambles. A broken door. Shattered windows. A yard smeared with blood. Should I look inside? I'll find the scene of a dissection. This is all very strange. Especially the fact that there's not a single piece of flesh to be found anywhere. Yet the course of events that has transpired here is painfully clear. Emotions I've never experienced before excite my brain. Anger and hatred mixed together in just the right proportions. I hate this mass murderer that I haven't even seen yet. I trace the reverberating panting. The soundless howling is directed at me. A barrage coming from every direction. Hostility and pleading. Hatred and envy. I feel sick down to my stomach. The howling changes into roaring. It's hard to believe, yet there is no doubt. The source of the howling is crouching in front of me. I know what that is.
なんだ、こいつ。
I know I've seen it before, yet my memory fails me. Just a little more. The moment the clock strikes midnight, somebody will tell me this, and I'll remember. The thing howls again, making a screeching sound. A frequency outside of my hearing range. A howl for sure, but in a voice that no human could hear. The beast raises its head. Its eyes lock onto me and it comes crawling towards me, its claws screeching against the ground. I jump backwards to avoid it. A wild swipe of the beast's claws. If I get hit by that guillotine of a claw, I'm as good as dead. I'm better than I was back then, though. This is mere child's play compared to the beating Saber bestows upon me. Even with no chance of hitting me, the beast is relentless. Its arms, swinging more violently with every blow, make it seem like there's no end to its vitality. The stream of undulations it showered me with only added to this darkness.
しまった、熱い。
I could have let it keep going, but I counterattacked out of fear. I moved sideways to dodge the claws and kicked its wide open side with all my might. I knew it. It wasn't that much of a threat. The unidentified beast coughs painfully on its fours, unable to get up.
おい、言葉がわかるなら答えろ。町をこんなにしたのはお前の仕業か。
But that can't be right. Should they happen to meet this creature, most people would be dead without so much as a fight. But that's limited only to small areas. This thing can't empty out the whole town in just 1 hour.
わからねえやつだな。そんなこと聞いちゃいねえよ。俺はお前が何者なのかってことを。
Are you? I was going to finish. I realized that my surroundings are now flooded with these beasts. A choir of resentment sings in unity. The whole park is crawling with them. Damn it, with this many, 20 minutes, let alone an hour, should be more than enough to clean up the town. The tsunami steadily closes in on me. It reminds me of ants swarming over a corpse, or a person thrown into the Buddhist hell's mountain of needles. Those claws will tear me limb from limb. My body, eyeballs, skull, everything will be skewered. I start praying, even though what's about to come is inevitable. Oh, shut the hell up. If you're gonna kill me, just do it. Repeating yourselves like idiots. If you have something to say, just spit it.
わかりませんか？彼らは願いを叶えろと言っているのです。
Reflexively, I raise my head. Oh, it's her. A beautiful voice resounding with silver tones. Right in the middle of a world buried in beasts. Was the start of it all.
お前
I know her. I know this woman. But that would be an hour later. There's just no consistency to this. It's frustrating. I have all the pieces to the puzzle, but...
でもあなたは失敗した。まだここに来るのは早かったようね。
The horde of beasts is approaching. There's no escape. Death is upon me. Oh well, even if I do manage to run away, the same thing will happen again.
消え去りなさい、罪人。あなたにはもうどこにも居場所はない。
A prayer-like ultimatum. Her eyelids finally close and Emiyashiro is taken apart by the gospel-singing chorus of beasts. The cluster of malice continues to spread. On the night of October 11th, Fuyuki met its end by a mountain of piled-up corpses. Bad end, restart. Heavens 5, feel end. Exit Heavens feel 5. So I guess I start. Alright, interesting. Okay, so I keep all of these flags. 4 days. So I guess I have to talk to the other servants, because that seems to be the thing I was seemingly supposed to do. Well, let's... Yeah, because I didn't do that before. Let's go to school. I'm curious about what's gonna happen. Alright, let's go to... Yeah, let's go to the student council room. See Taiga.
おはようございます、藤村先生。
おはよう、みんな元気してる？
A relaxed morning greeting that does not befit a teacher. Well, it is Fujina after all. Looking sharp really isn't like her, so it would bother me if she did.
困らないんだけど、傾いてるのはちょっと。
何か困ってるのシロ？
Fujine noticed noticed me inclining my head in doubt. Here, we're strictly teacher and student, but it's just before homeroom and class hasn't started yet.
いや、いつもの藤姉らしいなぁと。
むむむ私が教師らしくないと言いたいわけね、エミヤ君は。
No.
それほどじゃないけど。あ、特に困ってることはないです、今は。
We see each other all the time and know each other's problems all too well. In that sense, you could even call it an ideal teacher-student relationship, where nothing needs to be hidden. Well, no, you couldn't. Being like siblings is a bit too close.
むむシローももっと真剣にならないとダメじゃない。
なんか俺にあったか？
だって卒業までもう遠くないのにまだシローったらフラフラしてるじゃない。ダメよ、ダメだよ。先生としては心配で心配で。
Fujine keeps lamenting, but she doesn't sound very serious. I suppose that's why students find her easy to approach for all sorts of advice. It's one of her virtues.
シローももっと担任の先生を信用して相談しなさい。
今晩の晩飯のこととか？
お肉がいいな。こうね、ガッツにはね、やっぱりタンパク質と脂質よね。
Early morning at school, and this is what we end up discussing. All of a sudden, a figure walks past like a shadow.
おはようございます、久月先生。
Oh.
おはようございます。
おはよう。
This is Kuzuki, the strict ethics teacher. It's said that students admire him more with every year they spend in the school, and I was no exception. As I went into my third year, I began to appreciate his style.
藤村先生、今月の予定に関してですが、
文化祭の準備と中間試験ですね。あと定例の教職会議がいつになってました？
今日の夕刻です。3年の進路指導のこともあります。
わかりました。進路は大変ですね。でも久月先生は教え子さんたちに慕われてますから。
Fujine is holding a very professional conversation. I almost instinctively rub my eyes to make sure I'm not dreaming.
いいえ、藤村先生ほど辛抱を集められてはおりません。
そんなことないですよ。ほら、エミヤ君がそんなことないって顔してますよ。
Don't just dump it on me. But I can't horse around like usual in front of Kuzuki.
久月先生は真剣に頼れる先生だと思います。
そうか。信頼に応えられるよう努力しよう。では。
Kuzuki heads toward the classroom. The moment his slim figure disappears down the hallway, the two of us breathe a collective sigh of relief, and she pats me on the shoulder.
いやね、もうシローったらいい子ぶって。
そういう藤姉だっていきなり猫かぶるなよ。というかやればできるんだ。
何よその言い方。まるで私がダメな子みたいじゃない。ダメな子？なんか女の子っぽい？
The idea of being called a girl apparently pleases her, so she repeats it a few times.
間違いなくな。まあそんなダメな子に育てられたんだから俺もダメな子なんだろうか。
Looks like we wasted all the pre-homeroom time on this.
あ、時間だ。シローはダメな子じゃないわよ。さあ、教室に行きましょう。
おう、今日は時間に間に合うんだ。
そりゃ
She dashes forward with an odd battle cry. No way! What happened to the serious teacher just now?
ほらほら、間に合わないと遅刻だぞ、エミヤくん。
ダメなことかそれ以前にあまりにも正体不明すぎる。
Sakura or Shinji? I mean, obviously I'm going to spend time with Sakura. Is that really much of a choice? I stopped by the archery dojo. During the lunch break, Sakura does the preparations for club activities here. Just as I thought, the new archery club captain was already hard at work.
よ、昼も部活とはご苦労様。
ちょっと違うんですよ。今日はお昼を食べに来ただけです。
そうか。 あ、いや、そろそろ大会前の教練の時期だと思ったから。
I've heard that I've heard that at the champion schools, even at lunchtime, they take their bows and try to fill up the training logs. The archery club at Homorohara isn't normally that strict, but that can't be said about this season.
そうですね。そろそろ秋の大会もありますから。
去年も三つ釣りがいろいろ言ってたな。代表が足りないとか。
確かに昇格が惜しいところだったんですけど、今年はいいところまで行くと思います。
From the rumors I've heard, she's probably talking about Mitsuzuri's younger brother. At any rate, Sakura's smile looks promising.
ああ、ところでさくら、昼食はいつもここで？
はい、道場版は私がこなしてるんですよ。それに鍵も預かってますから。
それはお疲れ様。で、
Sakura's lunchbox is... well, that sure is an awful lot of food for just one person.
先輩、上がって一緒にお昼にしませんか？
Hey, that lunch date in the dojo she never got in Heaven's Feel.
いいのか？俺の分の弁当あるのか？
はい、ちゃんと先輩の分も用意してあります。ここに誘おうと思ってたところにちょうど来てくれたんでよかったです。
そりゃ助かる。では、ありがたくさくらのお弁当をいただきます。
はい、では先輩、どうぞ上がってください。やっぱり秋は涼しいですね。
吹きさらしの屋上と違って三方に壁があってちょうどいいしな。さて、
I sit on the plank floor at the back of the dojo. It's my first time having lunch here. Seems that Mitsuzuri and Tosaka often drink tea here, though.
あ、先輩、座布団持ってきます。
いや大丈夫。元部員が座布団にふんぞり返って座ってたら後で三つ釣りあたりに笑われる。
そうですか。先輩はお客様ですから使ってもいいんですけど。
Sakura's the current captain. There's no way I'll sit on one while she's around. Yet she still keeps on fidgeting and won't settle down.
審判座はどうですか、先輩？
あの畳に上がって飯食うのも変だし、ここでいい。
わかりました。じゃあお昼にしましょう。
Sitting down on the floor beside me, Sakura passes the lunchbox. Whoa, there's a lot of food in there.
それではいただきます。お世話になりっぱなしです。
いえいえ、これくらいお茶の子さいさいですから。
Picking up my chopsticks, I open the box. Salmon on top of white rice and chicken stew, distinctly Japanese style.
すみません、朝ごはんの流用品が多くて。
いや、あれだけ忙しい中で作れば当然だ。俺なんか朝飯と同じものを昼飯で食ってることもあった。
After getting off my part-time job, I was exhausted and usually didn't have the energy to fix something different for lunch. All that changed when Sakura came.
藤姉なんか下手すると3食同じもの食ってても気がつかないし。
Probably not.
そうですか？結構藤村先生はそのあたり繊細じゃないかと思うんですけど。
要は気持ちよくお腹いっぱいになるかどうかだ、藤姉は。
あ、そうだ先輩。今度は藤村先生のお弁当も作った方がいいですかね。
間違いなく喜ぶが、甘やかしちゃいかん、癖になると過去の経験が物語っている。
はあ、いろいろ大変だったんですね、先輩も。
I nodded as I chewed thoroughly on the sweet salmon, still full of flavor despite being chilled. The Japanese-style lunchbox is good. Sakura's cooking is exceeding all expectations.
ライダーもお弁当を作れるようにならないかな。
どうだろうな。言えば黙々とチャレンジしてくれるんだけど、なんか義務って感じで楽しそうじゃないし。
ライダーと一緒にお料理できれば楽しいんですけどね。あ、でもやっぱり先輩と一緒が一番勉強になります。
Looks like Sakura thought she hurt my feelings and is trying to hide it with a smile. It's fine. Even with 3 people in the kitchen, it'll work out somehow. Continuing on to consume our respective lunches, I suddenly noticed something. Could it be?
さくら、もしかして弁当間違えてないか？
そうですか？でもお箸は合ってますよ。
あれ、そうか。なんかさくらの弁当の方が大きい気がしたから。
Maybe because it was on top of Sakura's small thighs, but her lunchbox looked really large.
でも間違えても同じですよ。
これ大きさも中身も同じ？
That must be why I looked bigger. Wait, but then...
ああ、てっきりさくらは少ないのかなとか。
でもほら、私と同じ量だと先輩午後にお腹減っちゃうじゃないですか。だから。
そうか。でもそうなるとさくらには多くないか？
Her lunch had at least 80% more than the amount I had.
普通ですよ、普通。私もこれくらいなら全然平気です。
普通、そうか。普通だったんだ。
I often hear about girls skipping lunch entirely, but...
そうですね。やっぱり運動しているからでしょうね。私がたくさん食べても大丈夫なのは。
So the secret to losing weight isn't cutting back on what you eat, but rather using more energy. Oh, wait, but it doesn't seem like Sakura's really worried about that. In fact...
それにですね、先輩。私たちまだまだ育ち盛りですよね。
Sakura's still growing. When she tells me something like that, it makes me wonder what part of her she's referring to. Without realizing it, I stop moving my chopsticks and look down. This is not good. This fantasy is not appropriate for a sacred archery dojo.
先輩、
Shiro.
塩が強すぎました？
いや、弁当はうまいし、さくらの料理も上手だ。育ち盛りって、ほら、ちょっと考えてただけ。ほら、なんだ、この年になってまだ背が伸びるのかなとかな。
Nice save, dude.
昔より先輩、背が伸びてますよね。これからも伸びるんじゃないでしょうか。
もっと欲しいんだよな、背。こればっかりは鍛えて伸びるものじゃないから仕方ないか。
気にしすぎですよ。今でも先輩はしっかりしてて頼りがいがありますから。
It's blatant flattery, but I'm still glad to hear it. Right now, there's nothing I can do but stay focused. If I become strong enough to lift Sakura up with one arm, maybe I ought to be able to accept her compliments sincerely.
あ、お茶汲んできましょうか。
欲しい欲しい。まだ時間があるし、ゆっくり一服してから戻ろうか。
はい、先輩。
Part-time job. Just a normal day. As I start preparing dinner, I glance outside and notice that the sun had already set. Dropped like a rock is an apt expression. Looks like the sunset waits for no man.
シロ、お風呂洗っといたわよ。使ってないバスタオルどこ？
セイバーに聞いてくれ。洗濯物の片付けはセイバーの仕事。
I reply while pounding out a steady rhythm with the kitchen knife. There's a lot of clattering in the living room behind me.
先輩、お醤油切れてます。商店街まで買い出しに行ってきますね。
もう遅いし、買い出しは明日にしよう。藤年地からちょっと分けてもらえばいいよ。イリア、さくらと一緒に。
Wait, Ilia's not here. Though she leads the assault with Fujine in the morning, she isn't often here during dinner. When she does come, it's usually when everyone's relaxing after having already finished dinner.
では私が同伴しましょう。今朝の話もある。夜道の一人歩きは危険です。
セイバー、ああ、そりゃ助かる。ライダーが行くと藤年とこの若い衆さんが怖がるからな。ささっと行って帰ってきてくれ。
I sense a quick nod from the two of them. They grab a large empty bottle and merrily head for the Fujimura group.
シロ、調理中にすまないのですが。
Ryder appears as if to replace the two who just left. The punctual Ryder won't show her face in the living room before 7 o'clock. Until then, she stays in her room immersed in reading.
あいよ、何？
シロの留守中、ゴシップの定期購入をしろと見知らぬ人物が訪ねてきました。断ったのですが、
Ah, a door-to-door salesman.
取ってくれるまで毎日来ると不屈の闘志を燃やしているのです。率直に言ってあれは敵とみなして良いのでしょうか。
Ryder, you can't kill him. As annoying as they are, you can't just go killing tabloid salesmen.
いいな、断じてみなしてはいけない。
Why? Because it would cause fatalities. Treat others kindly, treat yourself kindly. Ryder seems patient, but she has zero tolerance towards enemies. Her classification as someone as friend or enemy happens amazingly quick. Saber is also similar in this aspect. Despite having some leeway in her definition of enemy, once acknowledged, Saber won't show any mercy either.
わかりました。自信はありませんが、明日もおとなしく彼の話を聞いています。
無理に付き合う必要ないぞ。新聞ならもう撮ってるって言えば3ヶ月はやってこないから、その方向で。
さくらですか？しかしああいった出会いはさくらも苦手だと思いますが。
苦手なものって克服できるらしい。さくらの新聞勧誘の交わし方はすごいぞ。
Oh yeah?
見ているこっちが怖くなるぐらい。
That's something I'd like to see. In her suggestive passive manner, she grabs the weed by the very roots, then at the very last moment, cuts thoroughly with a smile on her face. No man can withstand the shock of hearing, "You should be going soon before I call the police," okay, with that smile of hers. Man, Sakura's great. A passive-aggressive style of defense, along the lines of a Kyoto native offering a guest some bubuzuke as a sign that they've overstayed their welcome.
なるほど。日頃温和な分、本気で怒らせてはいけないというのは理解できます。
Oh man. You know, after Heaven's Feel, I've come to really, really like Sakura a lot too.
ところで、そのさくらはどこに？
セイバーと一緒に藤村組だ。すぐ帰ってくるから、藤姉とテレビでも見ててくれ。
盛り付けの手伝いはしなくてよろしいのですか？
いや、気持ちだけで十分。今日は大皿一枚で事足りるから。
Lightly bowing, Ryder returns to the living room.
ライダーさん何するのよ。せっかく手に入れた伝説のラケットレインボーガンデムのお披露目なのに。すみません。こちらのニュースが見たかったもので。うわ、明確すぎてもはや理由になってね。なんでよ。退屈しないわよそのアニメ。ラケットのくせにフロッピーとかピザとかレーザー砲を内包したマット兵器とか使ってね、もう面白いとかつまらないとか超越した次元の作品なんだから。
Quietly nodding in response to Fujina's explanation, Ryder still ruthlessly changes the channel. She has said that reading is a part of her life and watching TV is just a simple hobby of hers. Let me add to that what I said before. Sakura and Ryder have become big favorites of mine since Heaven's Feel. Shit, I might have to grail her in FGO. She's so funny.
しかし、なんだな。
It's gotten really lively in here. Food hasn't even been served and it's this noisy already. How much worse will it get once dinner starts? Fucking love them. Alright, just after 9 p.m. Let us... How's new here? Go out for a walk alone. Oh, right, because we still have places we haven't gone yet. Let's go to the temple. The temple gate stands in silence. The stone steps seem to go on forever into the night sky. Somehow I can picture them leading to the heavens. But fortunately, the moon is not overhead, so the stairs connect properly right up to Rito Temple and not to another world. I peek inside through the gate. There's nothing unusual about the temple grounds. I'd like to go investigate more, but that would require stepping onto the premises.
そこ。
Oh, hey, there you are.
あと一歩で首を落とすことになるぞ。
Hey, assassin. And so stands the servant still guarding the gate.
あんたも暇なんだな。もうここを守る必要はないのに、律儀に役割を果たしている。それとも何か？もしかして仏像泥棒とか多い？
盗人はとんと見かけぬが、違うものならよく通るぞ。 そら、今もお前の横を通り過ぎた。
Naturally, there was no one around. I only felt a chilling yet warm brush behind my cheek.
やめてくれ。寺で幽霊の話なんてご法度だ。ただでさえ一人ぼっちでおっかないんだから脅かすのはなし。
Or maybe that's how it is. Servants are spirits, so maybe they do see those things.
なあ、もしかして本当に出るのか？
出るともお前が気づかないだけだ。私も生前は真っ当な百姓だったからな。霊感などあるわけもなし、同業を見るのはここに来てからのことに。
I see. Well, as long as I can't even see one, I suppose no harm can come from them either. If ghosts really can't harm people, it would be the ones we can actually see. If there's no form, it probably can't kill you.
知りたければ一度死んでみることだ。
No thanks?
ここの女狐ならば臨死程度二つ返事で引き受けると思うが。
お断りだよ。キャスターは今一つ信用ならない。なんか初めは善意で引き受けてくれるけど、仕事中に悪知恵ひらめいて土壇場で裏切りそうな気がする。
違いない。あれがサーバントのいでたちをしているときは気をつけるがいい。
Castor used to be good-hearted, probably. But a lifetime in the shadows left her stained deeply with spite. Despite reforming, she still puts on her wicked grin from time to time. If I were to rank her on the list of servants to never let your guard down against, she would be the first or second.
しかし今宵は何用だ。つまらぬ用向きなら昼にしろ。門番たる責務はないが、霊樹の縛りは働いていてな。この時間に外から来る者には加減でき。
ああ、そうか。あんた霊樹でここを守ってるんだっけ？
From the beginning, the Holy Grail War meant nothing for this servant. Assassin is just a swordsman that intercepts enemies trying to pass through the gate. The irregularities in town have nothing to do with him, and must not interest him very much either.
帰るよ。退屈の邪魔をしてすまなかった。
なんだ、冷やかしであったのか。
あんたが守ってるなら大丈夫。今度来るとき覚えてたら土産でも持ってくるよ。
I turn my back to the temple gate.
それはそれは。ならば見目麗しい花を一つ、いや二つ。不満があるわけではないが、こう月ばかりでは男が廃るというものだからな。
Bring Saber and Ryder, eh? Is it boldness or just idle curiosity? If anybody could try to hit on two former enemy servants, it would be this guy. Well, I guess it's not that unlikely. On some lovely moonlit spring evening, by some mistake, who knows? A night party like that just might happen. Alright. Look at school. Hit Makindera. Let's check that out. It's a holiday, and there are a few people at school. Fa from the wind music club, mixing with the other wind instruments, vaguely reaches my ears.
何事？
This rough, almost beast-like way of running.
あんた気をつけろよ。
Aren't you the one running?
それはこっちの言い分だ。急に飛び出ておいて言うセリフがそれか。
そっちこそぼんやり突っ立ってるな、エミヤ。げえ。
The self-proclaimed Fuyuki's Black Panther stood up ahead of me. It was an abrupt greeting from Makidera Kaede of the Track and Field Club.
なんだ、牧寺か。前見て生きろじゃなくて走れ。
お、いつも前を見て走ってるさ。エミヤだって前見てれば今のくらい避けられただろ。
人をなんだと思ってる。
My body shamefully falls back to the ground. Being looked down on by Makidera, there's no end to my humiliation.
エミヤかよ。これでお前と恋に落ちたらどうするんだ？
Huh?
は？
冗談だっつーの。ま、エミヤなら怪我はないな。
What the fuck is she talking about? Makidera, the track and field ace, is even tougher than me. At first glance, she looks like she's lively as ever, but she's the type who try to hide her injuries anyway.
今のシーズン重要なんだろ？打ったりひねったりしてないか？
エミヤに気を使われちまった。こっちは全然平気。ほら、エミヤ。
I guess she felt bad for me lying on the floor like this, so she offers me a hand. As I try to get up on my own, my finger catches on a thin chain.
おや
It's Tosaka's pendant that I've been keeping in my pocket. I try to put it away quickly, but still receive an odd stare.
マキデラ、これは
I bet this kind of jewelry doesn't fit my image. However, she isn't looking at it in an ordinary way.
それ、同じものを遠坂も持ってた。なんでエミヤが持ってるの？
これか。
Very long
説明
story.
すると長いん
You
だ
don't need
け
to
ど
know the details. Not as long as it is absurd, but I can't talk about the details. It's my dad's memento that's been passed to me. The design is just a coincidence. Maybe I should make up some story like that right now.
もしかしてエミヤ、あんた
遠坂のを盗んだわけじゃないぞ。今も同じものをちゃんとあいつ持ってるし。
じゃあペアってことだね。
Makidera is laughing in an oddly excited way. Rather, it's like she's about to say how incredibly suspicious it is that Tosaka and I have matching pendants.
いやー、エミヤも隅に置けないね。
何を企んでる。ま、
エミヤと遠坂がお揃いのジュエリーだなんて。
I figured that's the conclusion she'd be going to. A violent scheme is brewing inside the Black Panther. Emiya and Tosaka have matching pendants. If this rumor were to spread, who knows what kind of disaster it would cause among Homurahara's male population. A drop of cold sweat runs down my forehead. There's a heavy feeling in my stomach.
な、エミヤ、大心あれば敵軍皆殺し。ほら、なんだ、私は見なかったことにしてやってもいいんだぞ。
マキデラ、交換条件はなんだ。クレープか、それともあんみつか。
いや、そんなんじゃなくてさ、そのペンダント売ってる場所、私に教えてくれないかね。
そんなものを知ってどうするんだ。
いいじゃん別に。
What do you want one for?
ほら、そのダサいデザインが逆にかっこいいっていうかさ、何？私もちょっと欲しくなったっていうかさ。それ、エミヤがどっかのショップで買ったんだろ？
すまない。それは俺も知らない。
It sounds like I'm lying this time. That's just all I can answer. Tosaka didn't buy hers as well. It was passed down to her through generations of ancestors after all. It's probably not the kind of thing you can just buy somewhere.
もしかしてさ、エミヤ。
なんだ？
それ、あんたがプレゼントしたんじゃなくて、遠坂からプレゼントされたの？
ああ、そういうことにしておいてくれ。
And before I realized it, there were two of them. Doesn't this story seem even stranger in reality? Ouch! This time it's no accident. That's an attack!
何すんだマギデラ。
この男、殺せ！絶対殺せ！
殺すって人がおとなしく2度も3度も殺されると思うなよ。
For a second or third time.
黙れ！遠坂にそんな高価な品を貢がせる悪しき男は私が天に代わって懲罰を下してくれるわ。
Getting a challenge like this in the hallway on a day off. What the? Why on earth would she get so mad about Tosaka's pendant? I have no idea, but I need a defense plan, quick.
逃げるな、エミヤ！
冗談はよせ。あ、さてはお前さっき足じゃなくて頭打ったんだろう。
もはや倒して経験値とそのレアアイテムゲットだぜ。
And so Shiro was killed in the hallway. The Black Panther of Homurahara is gaining ground. Ugh, let's get out of here at full speed before I find out the origin of that nickname. Well, what an eventful day. Let's see. Something in the rear woods. Something in the courtyard of the Emir residence. I guess... I could skip time too if I do all the events, I guess. I guess I need to get the other servants' answers if I want to survive the night, but I'm not sure. Also, I got Sakura and Lance. You're talking about the Overseer. Let's go to the temple first. What's in the rear woods here? I go out to the hills behind the temple. The mountain range spread out beneath reminds me of the pure strength of nature. Beyond it lies the forest of the Einsburns. When I think of that landscape I'm so familiar with, suddenly feels like the scenery of a foreign country. I've brought myself here many times. I'm used to seeing the sights of nature here, so it shouldn't be particularly impressive to me. What the hell is that? Bright sunlight makes me squint. The scenery tugging at my chest makes me squint. Whatever caused this change in my mental state right now, the scenery of the surroundings puts me at ease. Should I loosen up and relax? I could end up gazing at the mountains until the stars come out.
いや、そんな場合じゃない。甲羅干しはまたの機会にしないと。
When winter break comes, everything will be covered in snow. So we should have another camp next summer or something instead. I bet no one wouldn't mind having a picnic here either.
来年か。気の長い話だな。
What happens until then will be another story. Getting up and stretching my back, I leisurely leave the graveyard behind me. Alright, so I guess we'll do another walk alone. Let's go to the intersection today. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong here. It's dimmer than Shinto in the distance, but if you listen carefully, you can hear the sounds of activity. The sound of a passing car's engine. The ragged breath of a running silhouette. The light from a house with laughter spilling out. The heavy breathing of the running silhouette with its tongue hanging out. Well then. Guess it's about time to go back and catch some sleep. That was fucking weird. Okay, let's see. New been at school. Let's go check that out. Today's club activities. Track and field? I didn't use the grounds when I was in the archery club, so the rotation schedule has never been clear to me.
陸上部の練習ってあんなにハードだったっけ?
Yeah, screamed the freshmen while running around like lemmings. And from the predator driving them from behind.
ほら
Yeah.
次400を6分走れ走れ走れしねそこ遅れるぐらいなら前のやつを倒せ
What?
負けこれすなわちスプリンターとしての死と心得るべし
Makidera Kaede, the self-styled Homohara's Black Panther, a girl born to run.
なんだ。本当に部活には熱心なんだな、マキデラ。
And anyway, wouldn't it be a death as a sprinter to hit the runner in front of you?
おや誰かと思えばエミや何がし見学か
I turn around to see Himuro standing there. Himuro is a member of the high jumper team, so she's probably not with the sprinters.
よう、邪魔してるぞ。ただの通りすがりだけど、気がついたら見学してた。
見学は喜ばしいが見て面白いものでもいや面白いかあれは傍から見ている分には愉快な女だ
Does she? That's an understatement. Our hearts are one under the Black Panther.
しかし、マキデラはともかくとして、ヒムロは走ったりしないのか？走り高跳びだって走り込みぐらいはするだろう。
私は軽く済ませた調整時期でね今の時期あそこまでは走り込まない
I see.
そうか。しかし、あっちはとんでもない練習量だな。1年生死にそうなんだけど。マキデラってスパルタ？
After running the trek, the freshmen look as if they're about to collapse. Right now they're jogging, but their gait is wavering and unsteady. But even now, Makidera is menacing the freshmen from behind with threats of more practice.
インターバルはあんなものだ60秒切らねば意味がないもっとも楓は根性論者だからなあれは1年をギリギリまで追い詰める魂胆だろう限界まで追い込んで絶望させるというのがあれの指導方針だ
One hell of a teaching philosophy.
スパルタというより S の方だったか。
That must be why her hands move before her mouth. That beast just thrives on violence.
今年の1年は気の毒だな。あんなの俺だって音を上げるぞ。
そんなことはないだろう スピードを維持できるかは保証できないが、あの運動量ではエミヤを根負けさせることはできないさ。
I don't know what she's basing that on, but Himuro was quick to give an opinion on my endurance. Himuro Kane seems like a normal girl, but some would say otherwise. As usual, with her profound personality, she suddenly says,
で、先ほどの話なのだが、マキデラはサディスティックではなく、むしろマゾヒスティックだと思うぞ、私は。
I guess I'm the one who slipped up while talking, but seriously, what is she saying all of a sudden?
マキちゃんって変態さんなの？
To our misfortune, it was the team manager Saigusa Yukiko passing by and unable to conceal her surprise upon learning her friend's secret.
かなりその気は。ご苦労様ユキカ。
三枝先輩、こっちもお願いします。あ、ごめんね。すぐ行くね。
Picking up a basket filled with bottles, she crosses the she goes across the grounds.
待った。手伝うぞ私も。
俺も。
いいんですエミヤくん。これくらい大丈夫ですから。
Well, I guess she'll be okay since Himuro's with her. And the other members of the team would probably be surprised if an outsider was carrying the bottles over.
よーし、各自ダウンして水取れよ。今のシーズン抜きがちだからな。気ぃつけろよ、よっこども。で、昼終わったらミーティングな。1へ集合。遅れたら遅れた秒数だけダッシュ追加でよろしく。
イエスです。
I was about to cry. The group of weeping freshmen, forced into a never-ending cycle of jumps and dashes, finally starts to disperse. They're worn out. After that much work, surely no man could have any energy left, whether they like it or not.
お疲れ様マキちゃん。はいこれ。
おうおう、いつも精が出るねユキッチ。ヒムロは調整はどうだい？
悪くはない。
With her bottle in hand, she lightly jogs by me. Her gaze crosses over me. I guess she noticed that there is a strange new visitor around.
なんだ、エミヤじゃん。何してるの？
何言って、見ての通り見学だよ。
暇なんだな。
That's exactly it. Before I knew it, patrolling to find something odd around town turned into a neighborhood stroll in search of something to entertain myself with. The reason being, there really isn't anything I can find that looks wrong.
じゃあそこの暇人、やることないなら我が部の役に立つのはどうよ。
What are you gonna make him do?
また何か壊したのか？
壊してない。先週鉄砲おかしくしただけ。
That's what you call breaking it, but whatever.
その鉄砲以外で何？
ハードルの調整で渋いのが増えてきてさ。エミヤならちょっと直せるだろ。交渉次第でそれなりに報酬やるからさ、ちょっと考えてみて。
いいぞ、それぐらいお安い御用だ。
早っ、あと安っ。なんだよ、やけにあっさり引き受けるじゃんか。私エミヤのそういうところ信用なんないっつうかさ。
なら断ろうか？
別にやってくれるならやってよ。いいよ、便利だから。
助かるなエミヤ。礼を言わない楓に代わって礼を言おう。
Thanks, Himuro.
エミヤくんにお世話になるから、そのお昼一緒に食べませんか？
何誘ってんだよユキッチ。いいよそんなの。エミヤはただがいいって言ってるんだ。いいか、そいつは無償奉仕大好き族と言って気を使われると逆に死んでしまうんだ。
Fucking... Am I a rabbit or something?
でもエミヤくんにそんなことお願いしちゃ悪くないかな。
エミヤ次第だな。まあその様子では昼の持ち合わせがあるようには見えないが。
ああ、昼はどこかで適当に食べようと思ってた。
Saigusa looks really happy. Seeing a face like that, I just couldn't refuse.
部のみんなの分のお弁当があったんですけど、 休みの子がいてちょっと余っちゃったんですよ。エミヤくん助けると思って食べてくれませんか？
オッケー。そういうことならありがたくごちそうになる。
I can just think of it as a reward. If I get treated to lunch, I'll be even more motivated to fix the hurdles.
エミヤになんか食わせることないって。ブーブー。
牧の字なら昼は2人前まで、夜3人前までは平気だからな。
平気じゃねえよ。どこの日本妖怪だよそれ。
She slowly understood that even if there was no Japanese demon like that, there may be one in the Western world.
いただきまーす。
Lunch begins. I guess there are no club activities after lunch since all three change clothes before eating. Inside the foil wrap are sandwiches made of marinated salmon and thick French rolls. Since lunchboxes were mentioned, I was expecting rice and various side dishes, but it ended up being fairly light. Well, after working out that hard, I don't think I could eat something fried. It was a good choice for the manager to pick.
どうぞ。粗末なものですが。
粗末なもんか。ありがたやありがたや。でもエミヤはな、聞くところによると美食家らしいからな。
2年の魔道場が2日に1度の割合で重箱弁当を届けているという噂がある。
Since when have those rumors started? It's my own matters, but when they put it like that, it really does sound like I'm way too spoiled, lunch-wise.
重箱で？すごいな、麻藤さん。私そんなに作れないな。
そんなわけで舌が肥えてるし、確かエミヤも料理するんだろ。気をつけろよユキカ。お昼次第ではおかみを呼べとかユキカに迫ってくるかもしれないぞ。
I don't think Shiro would do that.
それはどこの文人の食通だ、牧野氏。
Wow, I may be spoiled, but so is the track team. Who can complain about this lunch? Saigusa's lunchbox may be plain, but it was made with the person eating it in mind. Even Tosaka, with her only the best policy, would have been touched by the thought Saigusa put into it.
よしよし、ユキッチ、そうなったら私が究極のメニュー対決で応援してやるからな。何？京極の旦那さえ抑えておけば大体勝ちさ。
私は面目ない。料理では役に立てない。
でもエミヤくんは美味しそうに食べてくれるから大丈夫だよ。
Hearing my name, I raised my head.
あれ、行儀悪かったか？
そうじゃない。エミヤがいい笑顔で食べてくれるので嬉しいとユキカは言いたいのだ。
いい笑顔って、そりゃ美味しいものを食べてたら自然と頬が落ちるだろう。
よかった。あ、ヨーグルトもありますからどうぞ。
エミヤのお眼鏡にかなってよかったな、ユキカ。こうなると魔道場の弁当よりエミヤの弁当というのも興味あるな。
エミヤの弁当ね。でもエミヤが弁当を食べてるとこ見たことないぞ。
生徒会室で竜道くんと一緒にいるんですよね。
寺の子の食事は肉分が少ないからな。さしずめ、エミヤは生徒会長にとって救いの天使というところだろう。
He does tend to mooch off the meat in Emiya's lunchbox a bit.
うわ、何そのフレーズ。何がびっくりって、はずいフレーズなのに全く違和感ねえのがすげえ。
Being unable to say anything back is a little sad, but even Issei is still a growing young boy. With only vegetables for lunch, he may run out of energy and faint in his battle against his bitter enemy, Tosaka. Yeah.
で、その竜道に与える弁当はうまいのか？生徒会長が癖になるほどスペシャルなのか？うちのユキッチが一勝したりいっぱいしたりを繰り返すほどアルティミットなのか？
味はそれなりだと自負してるがな。俺のは基本的に余り物だからスペシャルなんてもんじゃないぞ。だいたい男の弁当が女の子の弁当に勝てるわけないだろう。
And I mean not just the neat looks, but even the very value of their existence is vastly different.
そうかな。男の子ってあんまりお弁当を作らないからエミヤくんはやっぱり特別だと思うけど。
希少価値で言えばそうだよな。 でも食べるのがエミヤと竜道だけじゃな。陸上部みんなのアイドル、我らがユキッチの敵じゃないっつうか。
いや、エミヤの昼食なら遠坂城も食べているはずだ。前にエミヤの弁当箱を机に入れていたのを見たことがある。
Ah. Chunks of French bread feel like they're going to get stuck in my throat. Himuro Kane is as frightening as Tosaka Rin is careless. I don't mind making it for her, but I told her to hide it carefully.
なんだと
These two are gonna get so upset.
遠坂のやつ、そんなところまでエミヤに許してるっていうのか。あいついくら楽するのが好きだからってそんなことまで。なんだよ、それじゃあエミヤと遠坂付き合ってるみたいじゃんかよ。
牧野氏、みたいではなく付き合っているのではないかね、この二人は。
Himuro's trying to get me killed.
認めねえ。あの高慢チキでゴーつくばりな女にこんな海外しいヘルパーつくもんか。遠坂みたいな女に友達はできん。いたとしても利用する気満々の私ぐらいだ。
You know, at least you're honest about just using people. Kaede.
しかしだな、現実問題として遠坂城は週に2回はエミヤ印の弁当箱を持ってくるのだが。
それならエミを色仕掛けとかでダメにするの。言うなればくそー、なんて言ったっけな、そういうの。はいユキッチ。
私？多分骨抜きじゃないかな。
それだ、100人から先は覚えていない。
What the fuck is that? You were already dead. What the fuck? Why is that just there?
よし、ほらエミヤくん、あげたくないけどここに私のヨーグルトもあるよ。食べれ。
いいよ、さっき三枝さんからもらったから。
私の魅力ではなびかるというのか。いいじゃんよ、プルーンだよ。あんま美味しくないけど食べてくれよ。
This woman's all over the place.
ダメだよマキちゃん。
ユキか、牧寺の心境も少しは察してやれ。哀れな。
Looks like something snapped in Makidera's head. Well, it was probably Himuro who did it, but the fallout will come to me alone. It's time to retreat. I've eaten my lunch, so let's go return the favor.
じゃ、俺はそろそろ失礼するよ。三枝、どうもな。サーモンとパン、どっちも美味しかったぜ。
お粗末様です。
牧野寺の遠坂絡みのことは気に病むな、エミヤ。
やっぱり目障りだエミヤ。
Alright then, let's do our best and get to work. For the hurdles, I'll need to grab the grease and oil spray from the tool shed. You know, I'm actually kind of sad that we never saw more of those three in Stay Night. Because we only saw them, what, during the prologue with Rin. I'm a little sad we never got to see more of them. Alright, let's see. Something with Ayaka. Something. Oh, right. That's the event we already saw. Right, yeah, because it doesn't have new over it. I almost forgot. So that's good. Let's see what's going on with Ayaka. Well, I just had lunch, so I guess I'll go for a walk. The #1 recreational spot in the city, the beachfront park. A must-see location for dating couples. Date? Couples? No, not when I finally get some solitary time. I'll throw the frivolous thoughts away and just take it easy for a while. It's a sunny day, perfect for taking a nap. But should you stay out late in the afternoon, a chilly breeze is bound to remind you of the season. Ah, the joy of lazily wasting away in this valuable time.
おおエミヤ、なんたる偶然かな。
A familiar voice.
三つ釣り、サボりか。
何部活？まるで私が練習の虫みたいな言い方だね。それを言ったら昔のお前の方が私よりよほど真面目だったじゃないか。
だからその俺に負けじと頑張ってたのが三綴りお前じゃないか。
Did I really try that hard? Frankly, my part-time job and house chores kept me so busy that my memories of the archery club are getting quite thin.
だっけ？今の主力メンバーでも私とエミヤ以上に場に出てくるやつっていなかったぞ。エミヤはバイトもしてるし、どうしてか生徒会も手伝ってるし、一体全体いつ遊んでるんだろうって。
三綴りだって似たようなものだろ。
オンとオフはきっちりつけるんだ私は。人様に見えないところでいろいろリフレッシュしてんの。
俺だって勉強、バイト、余暇の区別はつけてる。
どうだか？エミヤはオンオフっていうか、オンオンオン？
She lets out a refreshing laugh. While I say that I try to live a full life, in reality I'm not that good at it. Rest, work, I can't really tell.
なんて思っていたわけですが、最近人が変わったかのように遊んでいるエミヤは、今日はデートか何か？待ち合わせ？
Her perceptiveness is as futile as ever. A date, though? Well, it's not like I wouldn't, but...
待ってくれ。その言い方だと俺がシンジみたいに聞こえないか？
あいつは遊びすぎ。まあエミヤにも少しはシンジっぽいところもあれば、こっちの気も楽なんだけどね。
I can think of no greater insult. There's a thin line between plain shock and relief. Wait a moment, she's actually alone as well.
じゃあ三綴りはデートの待ち合わせ中なわけだ。
私が？誰と？どこで？
そこで少しは相手がいるのじゃよとか強がってみるとか。
なんだよエミヤ。昔ならそこでそうかってサバサバしてたのにな。今じゃホワホワしてデート向けの女の子が大好きですラブラブって感じなのか？
語弊があるぞ。とにかくだったら三綴りも今一人きりか？
お互い様。でもへえ。
Mitsuzuri nods a few times. And finally, as if having decided something, clap!
よし、これもご縁だ。遠坂の代わりに付き合え。
That's where this was going, huh?
俺がお前とお付き合い？
買い物のお供ぐらいしろってことだ。ま、エミヤと一緒なんてめったにないからな。時にはこういうトンチキなお供でも悪くないだろう。
The response to my jumbled muttering is very much a manly answer. Actually, just like a gender-bent Issei. As I attempt to grasp the situation, Mitsuzuri puffs up her cheeks in dissatisfaction.
なんだい、私じゃ不満かい？
誰もそんなこと言ってないぞ。
そうだよな。いつもお相手がマトウに遠坂にセーバーさんだもんな。私じゃお役に足りないってことか。贅沢すぎるぞエミヤは。その辺認識ある？
綺麗どころがご所望ならライダーを紹介するが。
As soon as I mention Mitsuzuri's one weakness, she goes quiet. Perhaps I should mention that Ryder has been wanting to rent out Mitsuzuri. What does that mean, Ryder?
いいよ別に。だいたいライダーさんはエミヤのじゃなくてマトウの付き添いじゃないか。
さくらだって2つ返事で承認のはずだ。いや、貸した借りたじゃなくて今日はどうするんだ？付き合うってどこへ？
The conversation is taking a strange turn and needs to be forced back on track.
よしよし。まあなんだ。飯は食っただろうからお茶でも付き合いなさい。その後は CD 屋で新婦さらってゲーセンな。
それはあれか。俺がゲーム遊戯施設のピコポコした雰囲気が増えてと知ってのお誘いか？
My gaming is limited to stuff like Uno or President at best. With a hint of uneasiness, Mitsuzuri lets out a theatrical sigh.
おへえ。まったく
Tell you
遠
right
坂
now,
といいエ
when
ミ
the
ヤとい
official
い。
release comes out,
こ
that is
のご
not
時世
going
に
to
ありえないアナクロ
say
ちゃんだな。マトウなんかあれでなかなか。
いや、遠坂のアナクロぶりには遠く及ばないぞ、俺。
I try to object. Wouldn't my very practical ability to strip any machine down to bare metal for any repairs more than compensate for not being familiar with some consumer electronics?
そういうことは携帯電話くらい持ってから言いなさいって。
Oh yeah, you don't have a cell
メール打
phone.
ってるエミヤの姿も想像できないけどな。
I concur.
やっぱり持たなきゃいけないのかな、携帯。猫さんには会うたび言われたりするけど。
Neko-san. Mitsuzuri looks at me quizzically.
バイト先の人。藤姉の大昔のクラスメート。
ああ、あのコペンハーゲンのお姉さん。そうだよ、バイトならシフトの連絡とかで必要だろ。
俺の場合、仕事以外のいろいろヘルプ用っぽいけど。
Maybe it's better if I don't.
まあそれこそエミヤの勝手っつうかプライベートだけど、時間の問題じゃないか、きっと。
Mitsuzuri laughs heartily. She seems to be enjoying laughing. She really seems to enjoy laughing. So,
そのあたりもエミヤに指南してやらなきゃな。授業にはちゃんと遠坂も連れてこいよ。
逃げるぞ、あいつは。
if Tosaka were here to see Coach Mitsuzuri's knowledgeable face, she'd be grumbling about it the whole day.
そっか、先にエミヤとセーバーさんに教え込んでから、できないのはあんただけよって言った方があいつ向きかね。
Having Miss Saber get better at tech with her than her. I'm sure that'll be a nice blow to Tosaka's morale. She lays out her brainwashing strategy, grinning broadly. Nonetheless, defeating Tosaka's stubbornness. I can only wish her luck. Not something I would try myself.
まあさておき、とりあえずはエミヤとゲーセンだな。体感系ならいい勝負ができるだろ。うん。
We're back to that again. First person? Something that we could both enjoy at the game center would probably be...
あの拳銃のやつとかか？
いいよ。エミヤならそういうの得意そうだし、意外にコンティニューに頼らなくて済むかな。とりあえず駅前に移動な。お茶くらいはおごるからさ。
いや、頼むから割り勘で。
Mitsuzuri sets off at a brisk pace, and I have to chase after her. This really is a date, isn't it? Not that I mind. Maybe I should just keep quiet.
ほらエミヤ、ぼーっとするな。私は男とゲーセン行くの初めてなんだから。そうだ、パンチ力測ろうよ、パンチ力。
I can't help it, I'm too excited, she keeps urging me on. Perhaps calling it a date was a bit of a stretch. Alright, I think I'll save and end things off here. Kind of a weird place to do it, but I don't know how long this next segment's gonna be, and I'll probably just want to end the episode here. Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next episode for when we go out for a walk and see if maybe we can end up changing our fate by the next day. I doubt it's going to happen this cycle, but hey, you never know. Alright, I'll see you all then. Bye!